Hey guys, welcome to The Sports Entertainer. We have a ton of major wrestling news to share with you guys today, but before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss out on an episode. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns may very well be finding himself in some serious trouble in WWE on Friday Night SmackDown if these new breaking backstage reports are true, and it all has to do with the rather tense interaction that Roman Reigns had with the SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis this past Friday on SmackDown. Now on SmackDown this past week, there was a backstage segment between Roman Reigns and SmackDown GM Nick Aldis, and to say it was tense would be an understatement. Nick Aldis was not having any of Roman Reigns' attitude during their meeting. Roman Reigns firstly disrespected Nick Aldis to begin their backstage segment by questioning how Nick Aldis knew he wasn't talking about him, when Roman said, "Leave us," while both Aldis and Heyman were in the room. Heyman obviously thought Reigns was talking about him and left, but Reigns would ask Nick Aldis how he knew he wasn't talking about him, in which Aldis basically responded with, he didn't care if Reigns was talking about him or not, something that already pissed off the Tribal Chief. Roman Reigns would then confront Nick Aldis over the booking of Solo Sikoa versus AJ Styles in the triple threat match to determine his next contender for the Royal Rumble, and Reigns made it clear the right idea would have been running everything by him as he's the head of the table, the Tribal Chief of WWE, and everything goes through him first, something that was never an issue with Adam Pearce, and Reigns wanted to make that very clear to Aldis. However, Nick Aldis was having none of Roman Reigns' attitude or entitlement, and this was the whole tense interaction between Aldis and Roman Reigns that will unfortunately cause Roman to spiral out of control on SmackDown and end up losing his job. Quote, "My Tribal Chief, this is SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis, says Paul Heyman. Leave us, says Roman Reigns. Yes, my Tribal Chief, says Paul Heyman. How do you know I wasn't talking to you, says Roman Reigns. With all due respect, I'm not sure I'd care if you were, says Nick Aldis. You booked the triple threat match, says Roman Reigns. I did, says Nick Aldis. And you booked Solo versus AJ, says Roman Reigns. I did, says Nick Aldis. That's a pretty good idea. You want to know what would have been a better idea? If you ran it all by me first, says Roman Reigns. You see, I'm the Tribal Chief, the head of the table. Everything goes through me, and I need you to understand that. Adam Pearce understood that, says Roman Reigns. Well, now you're just trying to hurt my feelings, says Nick Aldis. But Roman, you seem to have forgotten that I'm an executive. I don't have feelings, but while we're on the subject of Adam, he's more of a middle management type. I'm the general manager, the buck stops with me, I'm the sharp end of the stick on SmackDown now. And speaking of Solo, he's a big boy. I mean, he took care of John Cena. He took care of John Cena in a way that I don't even recall you taking care of John Cena. So I'm looking forward to seeing Solo Sikoa take on the phenomenal AJ Styles, just like I'm so looking forward to that triple threat match, and I'm absolutely looking forward to the winner of that match facing you at the Royal Rumble for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. But I appreciate the invitation. I look forward to more productive dialogue, and I really hope we can get to know each other better, says Nick Aldis. Roman Reigns looked like he was going to explode in pure anger and rage after Nick Aldis left the room, and according to a breaking new backstage rumor, that's exactly what Roman Reigns is going to do on Friday Night SmackDown in the coming weeks, as we begin the new year in 2024, and it will cost Reigns dearly, potentially everything that he has in WWE. Now, Nick Aldis is proving that he's nothing like the general managers of the past in WWE. Nick Aldis is taking charge of the brand and taking no nonsense from any superstars, whether you're positioned in the middle of the card, or if you're quite literally the Tribal Chief and undisputed champion Roman Reigns. Nick Aldis plans to treat everyone the same way and keep all superstars in line. Something that obviously is infuriating for Roman Reigns, who believes he deserves privileges in WWE that other stars do not, and that he quite literally runs Friday Night SmackDown. And the bottom line is Nick Aldis is running this show and isn't going to let anyone get in his way, Roman Reigns included. However, if new breaking backstage rumors are true, Roman Reigns plans to take action and teach Nick Aldis a lesson, that he, the Tribal Chief of WWE, is in fact the one who runs Friday Night SmackDown, not Nick Aldis, with backstage reports indicating that Roman Reigns plans to unleash a vicious beatdown or assault on Nick Aldis on SmackDown in the coming weeks, possibly as early as the first SmackDown episode of 2024. 2024 on January 5th, which is being hyped as the New Year's Revolution SmackDown show, the show that also features the triple threat match between Styles, Knight, and Orton to determine Roman's challenger for the Royal Rumble. But if the rumored plans of Roman Reigns laying out Nick Aldis on this New Year's Revolution SmackDown episode are true, Roman may not even be making it to the Royal Rumble to defend his undisputed title, as current Backstage reports indicate that WWE plan for Nick Aldis and Triple H to call the authorities to arrest Roman Reigns after the Backstage assault on Nick Aldis, in which Roman Reigns would be arrested, sent to jail, and immediately fired from SmackDown by the general manager Nick Aldis. Now, it's likely that Triple H would eventually talk Nick Aldis out of firing Roman Reigns after he calms down and gets over the beatdown from Reigns, but as far as how long Roman Reigns would be gone, Roman may be suspended by WWE up until the Royal Rumble, which would be Roman's first appearance back after his arrest so that Reigns can fulfill his obligations and defend the title, so it could be a couple-week suspension for Roman Reigns, as this SmackDown episode where Reigns may attack Nick Aldis is set to air on January 5th, and the Royal Rumble is set to go down on January 27th. Regardless, Roman Reigns will be in some serious hot water in WWE as we begin the new year if these breaking Backstage reports are true, and Roman is not happy that Nick Aldis put him in his place, so to speak, this past Friday on SmackDown, and plans to get revenge in the only way the Tribal Chief knows how. Now we have some other breaking news that you guys definitely need to know as we get close to the new year, because according to one of our sources, former Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks will be returning to WWE in 2024. We have been told that it's almost a lock for Sasha Banks to make her shocking return as a surprise entrant in the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble match, so this is definitely some major news if true. A lot of wrestling fans have been hoping that Sasha Banks would eventually make her way back to WWE after the pretty disastrous way her last run in the company ended, and it now looks as though Banks is coming back to WWE. This is what one of our sources reported on the Sasha Banks return situation, quote, "So what we've been told is that Sasha Banks has met with Triple H recently behind the scenes to discuss a potential return to WWE. Sasha Banks was reportedly very open to the offer Hunter proposed, and is wanting to make a comeback now that Triple H is the head of creative in WWE, as Sasha Banks wasn't a fan of many of the booking decisions that Vince McMahon made when he held that job, but now that Triple H is in charge of things, Sasha Banks wants back in the company. Now it's just up to the two sides to come to an agreement on a new deal, such as some of the finer details in the new contract like money and the actual length of the new deal, but it's looking good so far." Let us know down in the comments section below if you guys would be excited and happy to see Sasha Banks return to WWE early next year in 2024, and do you feel like Banks would have a shot at winning the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble match if she does return at the event, or do you feel there is a current WWE Women's Division star that would deserve to win the Women's Royal Rumble match next year over a returning name like Sasha Banks? Let us know, and we wish all of you a Merry Christmas. Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.